6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We'll open this committee of the whole meeting at 6:45. Roll call, please.
Ms. Allen?
Here.
Mayor Murphy?
Here.
Mr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Doherty?
Here.
Mr. Burchett?
Here.
Mrs. Witt?
Here.
Ms. Marcus?
Here. We have the approval of the minutes for our last meeting on April 10th. If there are no changes or corrections, they will be approved as they are. Hearing none, they are approved. Finance Director,
I have nothing to add.
City Manager.
Thank you, Ms. Marcus. I wanted to give council, the reason it's not an actual item on the committee of the whole tonight is because we don't have all the estimates and numbers, but we currently have had an insurance adjuster out and about to kind of gauge all of the damage that has occurred at several sites and facilities in the city. And part of that was also looking at, and if you've been at the back of the park here, you'll see that we have caution tape around a very thick wooded forest area where we have 7 trees that are either down or uprooted. And it was identified that there was another 10 that were high risk and would be a liability. Unfortunately, insurance will not cover that. But now that we have been notified of that, we are in a situation where we want to address it for the health and safety of our patrons that visit and our employees that are back in the park. So I wanted to let you know that Chris and Rocky are working with some companies now to get 3 different estimates. And then we would probably be bringing some emergency legislation for a supplemental directly to our next regular meeting. The intent, one, is, again, to get it done as soon as possible, to remove any risk or harm to anyone, and 2, we would like to actually have it addressed before the 60th anniversary if possible. So, just a heads up on that. That's all I have, Ms. Marcus.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor Murphy,
I have nothing to report, thank you.
Law Director,
No report, ma'am, thank you.
Clerk of Council.
I have nothing to report.
We'll move into business. We have 2 items this evening. The first one is the 2025 official zoning map ordinance.
Good evening, council. So this is a housekeeping item per the Moraine Codified Ordinances. Looking back at the past couple of years, I have not seen this go through legal legislation. And it's something that does need to be updated regularly on a annual basis and everything, as we do have zoning districts change and such. We did have 2 zoning districts change in 2024 year. So I just wanted to get an official 2025 map just that we're on a legal standing ground here with the new zoning map and everything. If you'd like a paper copy, I do have a copy with me right now up here, if that's easier to read, if you would like to review it. With this getting passed, we would have to add proper legal language to it per the Moraine Codified Ordinances, stating as such in your packets and everything. If there's any questions or anything that I can help answer, please let me know.
I'll make a motion that we have legislation drawn up for the 2025 official zoning map. ordinance.
I'd like a copy though, please.
Yes, because that was hard to see on the phone.
Yeah.
And it's not in my paper.
This is where I had an advantage. I had it
Yeah,
up on a
mine's not
26-inch
coming up.
TV.
Okay. Pass it down. Oh. You guys want?
If you're happy with the overall design of it and everything, that's just what I want to check with, but the 2 zoning districts were changed accordingly.
Pretty
Two down
colors.
there,
Anybody got 2?
so there's 3 here.
So you need 3. What's that?
Well,
He's probably on.
Actually, I think I gave one to Mike
Here,
earlier.
no, I can-
oh, you already gave one to him.
I was gonna say Mike probably already has one. I said you use pretty colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the city of Kettering handles our GIS and everything, so they,
It's R2.
those are our colors that we've used in the past for everything, so. Andy Ite, who's the GIS manager, is the one that designs us with our GIS contract that we currently have and everything. So, and the two properties that were zoned last year, I checked on the map, they were changed accordingly. At the end of each year, I do send in an update to have the properties changed and everything, so.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions, comments?
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Nick, you said there were 2 rezonings in 2024?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, there was a, one on Soldiers Home, West Carrollton Road, where it went from conservation to R2 for the construction of a new home.
Right.
And then the other one was on Gladstone for an R2 to an R3 for, that was due to short lot frontages. And so we adjusted it accordingly with the zoning change.
And that's reflected on this map that's
It
been
is.
updated? Okay.
Yep, so the changes were submitted at the end of 2024 to the city of Kettering to change them on our
To update
GIS
the map.
map and online and both on a PDF.
So,
And council, I believe you're aware, but if you're not, we contract with the city of Kettering for our GIS updates. So that's why that would have been submitted.
so on Main Street here, for instance, where the Family Market sits, is that now R1?
Those are, so
Or
that's.
is that a non-conforming use?
That's where it was grandfathered in. Those are R2 districts, so technically it's single family, but,
Oh, R2, you're right.
yeah, so
Apologize.
when the original zoning districts were incorporated, the original structures were grandfathered in there, so, and the occupancy and everything is still the same. However, if the occupancy were to change and everything, or if there's some sort of change, we would have to do a whole zoning change and everything for that specific property.
Okay.
So, yeah,
I see a couple properties for sale right as you come over the bridge, and I didn't know if the zoning was maybe messing with the sale of that or not. I've seen the
Right.
price on one drop over and over and over again.
yeah, we've had questions about that and everything too, for the two properties there.
I'm sure you're very aware.
That's the multifamily.
Yeah, there's,
Multi-
That's the
Multifamily and then the
multifamily, and then
little-
the
Yeah.
small
The
little,
little well, it was a laundromat, I think.
I believe it's 3501 and 3505 Main Street is the addresses, if I remember correctly, but, yeah, those were grandfathered in with the structures way back when, and they haven't changed from a certificate of occupancy view, so, as long as that doesn't change or anything, then, you know, we won't have to worry about a zoning change. Now, if there is a change, if they want to put in a change of use that would require that zoning
Planning
district to
commission.
change, and we'd have to go through a zoning district change process and everything, so,
Right.
yep.
That,
So,
the
I hope
small
that helped answer.
property, does that, would you be able to turn that into a residence with the proper footage and whatnot?
I'd have to
Yes.
check the frontages and everything and the setbacks, but,
Used to be a
we
pizza
probably
parlor.
would need to adjust accordingly, but, or ask for a variance, but I don't,
Okay.
I would have to check the, GIS.
You don't have to get too far into it. I'm just wondering, as we're updating and doing things down Main Street, kind of what we can do to help.
Right, yeah, the biggest thing is the lot frontages and the setbacks on the sides, fronts and backs, so if they cross that criteria, then you could put a single-family home there. If they don't, then we'll have to look into other options where they may have to buy a property next door or ask for a variance or such, for the specific setbacks, so,
Appreciate it. Thanks, Nick.
yeah, no problem.
Any other questions or comments?
Hey, Nick, that land that's north of Deer Meadow Park, a big
Yes.
farm, I noticed that's been off and on for sale over the years. Did we acquire any of that farm or not? I was trying to,
Dave, here, no.
Okay.
This, yes, and then that, yes, but no, currently,
Right,
okay,
yeah,
all right.
okay.
yeah.
May we keep these?
You can keep them if you like, yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And then once we get them finalized, they'll have the ordinance number and the mayor's signature on them and the legal language from the Moraine codified ordinances on it as well, so, yep.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. Yeah, we're definitely not round, we're not,
We're all over the place.
yeah,
It makes us unique.
yes,
We're
yes.
worse than Miami Township. They zigzag all over the place.
Unemployed business.
Appreciate it, Nick, thank you.
No problem.
Thanks, Nick.
Okay, whatever. Yeah.
But, oh wait, I meant to say, I would like to ask for legal legislation to be prepared for this and make this the official 2025 zoning map, so.
I'd like to make a resolution, or I'd like to make a
We
motion.
already have one.
We
Yeah, I was
already
gonna say,
have
we
one.
have one
Sorry,
for
sorry.
sure.
I forgot to ask that, so I didn't know if I needed to officially say it or not, so I apologize, so.
No, too many people have questions.
Okay, I guess,
Has everybody done? Roll call, please.
Mayor Murphy,
yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Doherty,
Yes.
Mr. Burchett,
Yes.
Mrs. Wood,
Yes.
Ms. Allen,
Yes.
Ms. Marcus.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, our second item is the MVCC street lighting contract.
Yes, thank you. We are under contract with, we joined through MVCC, a collective measure with many other jurisdictions to get better pricing on our street lighting with Miami Valley Lighting, and that was a 10-year term, and that will expire at the end of the year. So we're starting the process up again. Jay and the Miami Valley Communications Council is pushing it forward now. We're contracting with Mike McNamee and then MK Pope Engineering, retaining both of their services to help complete the rate analysis and review, and then any legal assistance. There are 23 communities that want to continue to stay in this effort, and there's an estimated cost for their services to negotiate on our behalf being the 23 jurisdictions, of $60,000. However, the fee is not being based on the number of poles in the city. It's being based on population. And with that, we're expecting our fee for this service to have them negotiate for us to be just over $500.
Oh.
So, and again, the buying power of having all 23 jurisdictions will secure us a much better rate if we were to go out on our own. And again, we've had a very successful program through MVCC. So I'm just requesting for legislation, which will need to be an ordinance, by the way, just a heads up, because of the Ohio Revised Code. I don't have that section in front of me, but I'd like to request legislation be drawn for the next regular meeting. The legislation, once approved, will then also authorize the mayor to sign a letter, which is required from all the jurisdictions that they have to have as part of their negotiation process. I can answer any questions if you have any. If not, there possibility for a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to have legislation drawn up for the next meeting for the MVCC street lighting contract.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Doherty,
Yes.
Mr. Burchett,
Yes.
Mrs. Wood,
Yes.
Ms. Allen,
Yes.
Mayor Murphy,
Yes.
Ms. Marcus.
Yes. We have persons appearing before council. Did anybody want to appear before council? We'll go to staff and council reports. Does staff have anything to report?
Your competition left, Rocky.
They're not competition.
That will be shared.
If we're playing basketball,
Look
they're
at
not competition. Two things.
Never mind.
Yeah. So today, me and Nick went down to the city of Wyoming and attended the award ceremony for Tree City USA. We were awarded that for the 14th season, so we went down and represented us in the city of Moraine. Next year's will be at Forest Park? Forest Park. So they do
Cincinnati.
this transfer of a shovel, and they transfer it to Forest Park. So as long as we get it next year, we will. We'll probably head down there again to accept our award. So that's really good. And along with that, for the Arbor Day, tomorrow night, I forgot to mention this, is the Arbor Day event here, or back at Wax. We were gonna do it under a shelter, but with how it is back there, we're doing it just on the outside of the baseball field. We still want to be around trees and stuff, obviously. But we'll have Schmidt's food truck here, so come out, support that, help support them. We'll have we'll have 15 sapling trees to give away, so Kelly got those. So it's first come, first serve, obviously.
What kind of trees?
Eh,
I shouldn't have asked.
Not the, not the one that's illegal anymore or whatever around here. What was that?
The ash.
Ash.
Bradford pear, yeah, it won't be that. And then we'll have a scavenger hunt. It'll be a little different now that it's not in the woods, and then we'll have fun crafts. So come out and support that. So
Okay,
that's all I have.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The council reports, start with Mr. Burchett,
I have no report, thank you.
Mr. Daughtery,
Nothing to report, Ms. Marcus, thank you.
Mr. Miller,
Nothing further, thank you.
Mayor Murphy,
I have nothing at this time, thank you.
Mrs. Witt,
Nothing, thank you.
Mrs. Allen,
Nothing to add, thank you.
and I have nothing either, so we will adjourn this meeting at 7:01 PM.